Hello, bookworms, bibliophiles, and lovers of all things literature, and welcome to the next chapter of the Braless Book Guild podcast, where we discard our bras and the points do not matter to discuss books both published and unpublished. We are your hosts, Jenna.
Hi, guys.
I'm Marissa, and this is Megan.
Hello.
And before we get started, let's talk about what we're drinking. Jenna, what are you drinking?
I did the cinnamon apple spice, the celestial seasonings that you have in there, because I thought it's fall and I want apple-y things. And, you know.
Despite what the weather is telling me right now.
Yeah, despite the heat that we're dealing with at the moment.
Right. You had mentioned like eggnog in.
Yeah, I grabbed that and I was like, I will be drinking that in the morning when it's cool. Because we do get cool mornings. We just get horrible afternoon heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's not fun. Megan, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking the strawberry clouds from the Tea and Spice Exchange. You got me on that. We got ourselves
so
a bunch of it. And I've been drinking it. And like you said, yeah, it's still warm enough that I want something refreshing and cool. So I'm doing iced. But I'm pretty sure soon we'll be all drinking hot. What about you, Marissa? What are you drinking?
Hopefully we're all drinking hot soon, and I could drink like cider or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what I want. I'm boring today. I woke up from a nap and felt like overheated and dehydrated, so I just am having water.
What is it? It's just leafy water.
Leaf water.
So you're just taking the leaf part out.
Hot leaf water.
I'm in denial that it's not fall. I came with my hoodie. I came with the hot tea, and I'm like, look,
you're
it's
manifesting.
gonna happen.
You're manifesting.
I love waking up in the morning lately, and it's dark out when I'm
yeah.
going to work, and it's cloudy, and I love it.
I don't, because I go to the gym, and
I love that too.
I don't want it to be dark when I go to the gym, because pretty soon it's going to be dark when I go to the gym. And I always go to my parents' house afterwards, because Mom and I usually go together, so I drop her off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice though. The only nice thing is if I go to the gym, especially in like late fall, early winterish, is when we arrive at my parents' house, I can look out and there's the sunrise coming up over the Sierra Mountains.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. But
Soon it will not happen.
Don't want darkness.
My only thing that I don't like about the like daylight savings falling back portion is that when we do that, then when I drive to work, the sun is directly in my eyes driving to work and directly in my eyes driving home. And I'm like, let's not change anything because it's perfect right now where it's dark when I'm driving to work and then the sun is just high enough that it's not in my eyes when I'm driving home.
Yeah. It was, I liked it in Korea not having the time change. What sucked was when I would do like K-pop study group or we would do our podcast the first time around.
Yeah.
And you guys would be like, okay, we're going to meet at 7. And I'm just like, okay, I've already calculated. I know the timing. It's great. And then you guys are like, where are you, Megan? And I'm like, what? Because they don't use it. They don't do the time change. I had that happen when I was working with Amy Coffin and Jay Kristoff. And we had a meeting.
Oh, no.
And they were just like, I said, okay, it's going to be 1 p.m. our time. So I went out to lunch. And then I got a call from a manager and he was like, where are you? And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, the meeting's right now. And I was like, no, it's at 1. And they're like, they had their time change. So Australia does it too, apparently.
Oh.
I don't know if they still do. That was like 2017.
I feel like it should be consistent all around. Everyone in the world agrees on it or no one does it.
Do you agree that the metric system should be the same way?
Yes.
Everyone should use metric?
Yes.
Okay,
we are
good.
weird.
Me too. I agree. Metric system is way better than imperial.
We are weird. And I mean, like, look, I know that I'd be one of those ones that would have to relearn everything.
It's not that hard.
But if you travel, it's like, then you already know. And if people talk to you, you're not sitting there going, what? Huh?
Yeah.
I don't like
there's a hilarious SNL skit of George Washington and like talking about like, I dream of a day when we measure things not by meters or centimeters, but by inches. Well, what's an inch? It's about this many centimeters. And then 12 inches will be a foot. Oh, so 12 feet will be a yard. No. Like, how many are in a mile? Nobody knows.
I know it because it's 5 tomatoes.
5 tomatoes.
5,282. 5 tomatoes. 5282. Yeah,
I remember
5,000.
teaching that.
5 tomatoes.
I never got taught the stupid song either about which months have 31 days, so
Oh.
I never know it.
I know.
You can put your
What's
knuckles
this?
together.
That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense either.
And you go January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and then August. So these two, July and August, have 31 days together. September, October, November, December.
It's like the
it
little
still doesn't
divots.
make sense.
It does.
Essentially, it means
Because when
every
you go like
other
that,
month
guess what?
except
There's
for
a divot
July
right
month.
here between my hands.
No, you go mush them together. Again, we're using our
We're
hands
using-
like people know, like they can
One
see
day
us.
we'll do a video recording of this and it'll make sense. but-
Of all the stuff we're talking about, oh, and I'm doing this with my hands, and we'll just do recordings of
We'll
that.
do a video recording, and none of us will talk with our hands. We'll just sit there awkwardly, staring at the camera.
Just don't look at me. I don't like people seeing me.
You guys know some
Sign language.
some sign language.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Jenna and I will have secret conversations over here.
I'll just speak in Korean.
There you go.
Nobody will understand
No,
me.
The problem is Jenna's more fluent in sign language, so Jenna can speak quote unquote, I quote with my fingers again, sign language. You can do Korean, I'll do German, and just nobody
perfect.
understands anything we're saying.
Sorry to bring up peak again, but there's the funny videos where people will do like, okay, you are deaf, so they turn off the sound so they can't hear anyone talking,
Uh-huh.
and then you are blind, meaning they cover their screen,
Yeah.
and then you cannot talk,
Hear
but you
me,
can hear
yeah.
and see. And so, so I thought that would be so fun, but the utter chaos of it.
Oh yeah. I watch people do that for like cooking. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
have to bake like a cake or something like that.
Yeah.
One person's deaf, one person's blind, one person's mute.
K-pop
Hear no
idols have
evil,
done
see
that.
no evil,
Yep.
speak no evil.
Exactly.
Hear no cake,
Hear
see
no
no cake, speak no cake.
Maybe it's a devil's
That
food
might
cake.
be the name of our episode.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Hear no cake, see no cake, speak
Speak
no
no
cake.
cake. I love it.
Megan, you're editing this one. So.
It
Yes.
shall be done.
Here's your reminder.
I'm gonna post it in our chat just because anyway, books.
Books, yeah, books, guys.
All the books, you know?
Yeah, we're doing
So
kind
many-
of a freestyle today.
So many books.
So we don't have a theme. We're just chatting with each other. I think this is good too because I had brought up doing a Galley episode again. You guys said you didn't have much to talk about, but I've got some stuff to talk about my Galley books.
Tell
So
us.
I figured this gives me an opportunity without it being very structured. Of like,
yeah.
everybody has to have something to say about some like they have to
A
have
topic.
their own book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think my Galley books, it also led to an episode idea, which I think we should do. It's kind of a convince me to read, but I was thinking we'd call it like hard sell, where you have to convince the other two to read a book you actually don't think they would necessarily like or read on their own.
Ooh, I like it.
So I'm like, just don't talk about the romance. But we have to do that like, would that be better as a 2-person to 1, convincing one person, or should I convince you both? Because you guys are so different.
Oh, I think it'd be even more fun if you had to convince both of us.
You guys are so different.
That's the fun part of listening to you do the whole like.
So then
the
I turned
romance
to-
is good, but the romance isn't the main thing.
So I turned to Jenna. I'm like, Jenna, cover your ears. Jenna, stop listening. Okay, Marissa. and then
we mute Jenna.
and then Marissa. Okay, stop. But Jenna, the romance. Oh my god. Just don't tell Marissa.
I was gonna say, at least you guys both are like with romance, but I mean, interest-wise, it's kind of different for you guys too. Marissa's much more nonfiction, poetry, that kind of stuff, and you're definitely more fantasy and definitely fiction. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you do a lot more young adult than I would typically do. Like right now, I'm reading, spoiler alert for the end of the episode, Don't Let the Forest In, which is our fellowship book, and that is very young adult.
Even I felt it was young adult.
It was very young adult. This seems, it's not quite CW, but I could see it being made into a CW show.
I could, yeah.
oh
I
boy,
could kind of see that, but I would feel more sci-fi. Like, I feel like it would be low budget
Okay,
horror, like sci-fi, but sci-fi can be pretty, like, goofy
yeah.
in their, like, shows and movies and stuff.
I just think because it's a lot of the like teenage drama, but it's not focused necessarily on the drama. Like it is focused on the drama because he's all about his crush and everything.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it's got better writing quality than CW does. So that's
That-
where I'm like, I could see them turning it into a CW show and ruining it.
I do agree with that. I did think the writing was very beautiful. I think I also put a note in there that I also got tired of the writing very quickly. And Ryan and I talked about that, and he was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, me too. So we'll
I'm
see.
so curious.
Yeah,
I know. We can't talk
will.
about it too much because Jenna still has to read it, and I haven't finished it yet.
And then the romance.
There is a romance.
This is why I chose it.
I do like the idea of doing a convince me episode, but like a little, like a hard sell kind of idea.
Yeah.
We should do that kind of towards the end of the year so I have more options. Because I feel like I've talked a lot about a lot of the stuff that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Definitely. This wouldn't necessarily be like, we should do this next week, guys.
Yeah.
But it made me think of it because, like, the 2 galley books that I want to talk about, one of them, I don't think you guys would read on your own, and I don't even know if you guys would like to read it. So I'm like, this would be a really interesting thing to be like, how do I convince you guys to read this book?
Yeah.
When I don't think you necessarily would, or you would necessarily like it that much, even though I liked it a lot. So I thought that would be an interesting thing of like, let's try to convince each other to read our books that we like, even though we don't necessarily think the other one's going to like it.
Yeah.
Like, how could we sell this to somebody?
Can I do that with Yumi and the Nightmare Painter?
You're going to have to during the...
It's already on the docket.
Yeah. I DNF'd that, so you're going to have to sell it.
I just only want it because I want your comments in it. That's all I want.
I
Because I
know.
want us to all have our. I did. I think the last like 30% of Jenna's book I skimmed, so there's not very many comments in the end of that one. But yeah, we'll see.
I think it's both easier and harder the later books that we get because we have more comments to go off of, but we have less room to comment.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like, there are times that I'm like, I wanted to say something here, but there's not a lot of room. And I'm like, and I got a lot to say, so I can't put a comment here.
Sometimes you'll just get a ha or a
Exactly.
thumbs up or a heart because I'm like, I totally agree with
Same.
you. Same.
Arrow. Same.
Yep.
Truth.
I have a lot to say. I have many words.
Yeah. And then it's hard too because I don't write small.
Yeah.
I've realized, and when I do write small, I can't read it when I write. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel bad if you guys don't understand what I'm writing in the comments.
I'm going to start bringing Post-it notes. This is for my long comment.
Oh, there you go. And it just like sticks off the side, and you just see this whole thing going. You're just
There's
like,
a small
whoa.
chapter of like 4 Post-it notes from Jenna.
I just want it to be a like URL for a Google Docs or something like that. Like, see this for my note, and then it's just like 4 pages of your notes on this.
You just start doing that with memes,
Oh my God.
like we do for D&D now.
I love it.
That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be the the like little book, and it says like our annotations in the book, and then like the big long book. It's like our annotations if we can fit it in the book. Next meme.
Next meme.
Next meme. I love it.
But
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that I have a 1-up because I convinced you to read Cassandra Clare. So I feel like I'm capable of convincing you to read a lot more. Although that was many years ago. But still.
You also, and part of what convinced me was watching the movie.
Yeah.
So that was, I liked the movie. I like Lena Headey
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I think the movie really sold it, which is amazing given that they didn't continue with the movies.
The
I didn't
movies
realize
were
that she was part of that.
way better.
Lena
than-
Headey?
Yeah.
She's a mom.
Hang on. I need to look her up. Is she the one I think of? Is
She's
she the
Cersei.
showrunner for freaking The Acolyte?
She's Cersei.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah.
Although at that time I thought of her as one of the lesbians in Imagine Me and You. So, which not peak, but like classic lesbian rom-com right
Yeah.
there, Imagine Me and You. We Caitlin, my boss, so Lee, one of our coworkers who's gay, always tries to convince us to watch all his gay movies, like Red, White, and Royal Blue and stuff like that. He gets obsessed with those. He's like, you have to watch this. You have to watch it. We're like, Lee, it's a gay movie about gay men. It's not in our like niche. And so we tell him like, okay, I'll watch that as soon as you watch Imagine Me and You. He hasn't watched it yet. So
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Every
that.
single time I think of gay men and lesbians, I just think of Modern Family. Every time. It's like
they don't mix.
nothing in common.
Men who like other men or like the same gender are the same gender.
Yeah. Nope.
Doesn't mix. But yeah. My galley books that I hard sell for you guys. First one I talked about a little bit while I was still reading it was Acts of God, by Kanan Gill. And I said it before, it's very much a mixture of like Kurt Vonnegut and Douglas Adams, who does The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. in that it's just weird. It's really out there and it's very sci-fi, but it is so insightful into like the human mind and society in general. And the whole premise of it, which takes a second before you actually figure out what's going on, is that in the future, this guy is running an illegal simulation of Earth.
Oh.
And so it becomes a dual storyline of like his life outside of the simulation and what's going on inside of the simulation. And if he like messes with the simulation in any way, in any direct way, without just letting it run, it's called an act of God.
Okay, yeah.
And he tries to think of like how many acts of God can you do before people start to like question everything and catch on. And so in the simulation, there's like this detective who's like, there's weird things happening. And he just happens to be like investigating these acts of God to try to figure out what's going on without actually knowing what's going on. And in the outside, you're trying to figure out, well, why is he running this simulation, especially when simulations are illegal right now?
Yeah.
And so it's insightful in the fact of like, he is God to these people in this simulation, but the simulation is just our world if you tweaked something somewhere. And I don't know.
Can you give an example of like what was tweaked?
They realized that it didn't matter what they tweaked. Everything would always end up the same. So he's trying to tweak it. It's a little bit spoilery, but he is trying to tweak it so that they can't run simulations, or they're trying to postpone running simulations because they found out that every simulation stops once they are able to make simulations.
Okay.
So he's trying to like stop all of these like industries that like eventually will come together to make this device that they can do.
So it's like Inception, where they can be like a simulation within a simulation.
Exactly. They can't do that.
So
it
then
stops.
he could be a simulation.
And that's where the question is that if he can prove, if he can run a simulation past the point where they figure out simulations, it can prove that his existence is a simulation.
Oh, jeez. That's mind-bending.
Right? Yeah, so when you find out who the narrator is, it's one of just those goofy things. Like, you don't... like, the narrator definitely is telling the story to you, and there's a lot of fourth wall breaks. And one of my favorite parts was, like, how fortuitous that the, like, terrible thing will happen in chapter 13. And, like, it's going on for, like, 4 or 5 paragraphs about how, like, this big climactic point is happening in chapter 13. And I keep going back, and I'm looking, I'm like, this is chapter 16.
Yeah.
What are they talking about? And then you get to the part of the paragraph, I was like, well, don't worry, this is chapter 16, so you don't have to be afraid of it.
So that was, that's what you were talking about, where you're like, the chapters are off, but not.
No,
But they're,
yeah, so he did that weird thing. And it does that
Very
fourth
meta.
wall break, yeah.
Yeah.
Yumi and the Nightmare Painter had that kind of fun thing too, where it was like, oh, I bet you're starting to wonder who your narrator is. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay. Like,
100% that's what I thought of too, because I did get to that point in Yumi and the Nightmare Painter where you find out who the narrator is.
I knew that was probably the only thing that was hooking you, and after that, you're like, I do not care anymore.
Well, then I'm like, I only want the story to be, why is this the narrator? And I want to know the narrator's story. I don't care about Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. I want to know the narrator.
You do get the narrator's story kind of at the end.
That's what I'm afraid of. I don't want to read the whole story just for his story at the end.
We got to convince her.
Listen to it.
We got to convince her.
Listen
You
to it.
just skip
Zayden
through.
Ryerson is your Nightmare Painter.
She doesn't care.
I know. She's like, I have no idea who Zayden Ryerson is.
He's fourth wing or something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. See,
Oh, you keep up with the times.
yeah,
Look at you.
I'm all about the, current events in
Oh my
literature.
god.
So what was your rating for this book?
I gave it a 4-star rating.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Mainly just because the grammatical structure of it was
Okay.
weird. Where it'd do that thing where 2 people would talk in the same paragraph.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh.
And
I
there'd be
hate that.
weird breaks in it. And now I don't know if that was done on purpose, because part of what they talk about, especially with the narrator and everything, is it's supposed to be weird and a little bit irritating.
Yeah.
Like the book is supposed to like kind of throw you off and kind of like poke at you a little bit.
Okay.
So I don't know if that was done on purpose to just be an irritating thing in there to kind of poke at you,
Yeah.
or if it was just badly written and I'm like, stop it.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I also, since it was an arc, it could also have just been like formatting issues, because I noticed that with
yeah.
Among the Burning Flowers, the formatting was just it was just horrible to read.
Yeah.
But fun fact, Among the Burning Flowers is illustrated. There's like
Oh.
really pretty art in it.
Oh, I think I tried to go read it and it's not available to us anymore.
Weird thing about
It's out now today.
Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. I know we'll get into it when we actually have our discussion. But so I started out listening to it. We've talked about it on the podcast before, how I started out listening to just the audiobook of it. And it put me to sleep like every night, every single night. What was weird is like I started out listening to it, and at the end of one chapter, like there's a part that's not in the book, and it was like an image of Painter on his knee, and it was like all
it's
these things,
illustrated, yeah.
but it was not in our book.
Oh, it's in the special edition.
Yeah, so it's in the special edition. So they have the audiobook of the special edition, but we didn't have the special edition. And then the graphic audiobook doesn't have the special edition. So I was like, there's a lot of things going on here that are very confusing to me.
last year, because Ryan and Johnny got me that book for Christmas one year, and I was just like, okay, I have the book. I want to read it, or I want to do the audiobook.
Yeah.
So I started the audiobook and I really liked it. But then when it was talking about the illustrations, I was just like, I want to see the illustrations, obviously, because I like doing art and I like looking at art. And so then I went and pulled out the book and there was no illustrations in it. And I was
That's
just
what I
like,
did too.
oh, dang. Well, it's in like the front flap. So
Yeah.
the I do know that the end papers are part of the illustrations.
Oh, okay.
And then, but I do also want the special edition because
Yeah.
it has pretty art in it. And I know I did get to the part where he's like painting things, so I know that it's like part of the story. So I was like, okay. But,
The thing I do like about that book was the premise of it being like a Patreon thing or something like that.
yeah,
Where it had like a bunch of people like do the art for it and everything.
yeah,
That's awesome.
So
yeah. It was really cool because he had like, because it was Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, and then there was like one major book and then two like side or like three side stories that he was gonna do, and it was like one of the fastest and highest backed Kickstarters
yeah,
of all time. So
I don't know. Critical Role had a crazy one.
I that's just what I heard. I don't know if it's like if it was before or after that, or
I don't know if it was before or after, but Critical Role was literally like, hey, we want to do a animated series of Vox Machina, and so we're gonna do like 100% you guys are backing it. So like you guys donate, and if we hit our goal, then we'll be able to make this, and it'll be you guys that help make it. And they're like, our goal is like, I don't know, I can't remember what it was, but it was like $1 million or something like that. And they exceeded their goal overnight.
nice.
It was like,
That's pretty cool.
it wasn't even like they thought like, okay, hopefully like we'll have like these like milestones that we'll do for it, and they just surpassed it like right away.
Blew it out of the water. They're like, there's no milestones. We're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing happened when they did their first campaign, like when they first started getting popular.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we're like gonna do something weird and crazy, and we made like a T-shirt with somebody's artwork, like
Oh, fun.
they worked with, and they're like, so that'll be up at our store. It's actually up at our store right now if you want to check it out. Like
Sold
as
out.
they're announcing it, they sold out.
I love that.
Yeah.
I follow like this, sort of follow, very low key, a nail. She does Hollow Taco. I don't know if you guys know that nail polish. And she'll like on release day of new nail polishes or like a collection or something, she'll be talking about it, and she's just like, "What's your favorite?" And then she'll be like, "Wow, this one's already sold out."
Yeah.
And then she'll like give the stats of the top selling ones within like the first hour or whatever. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like supporting small businesses.
Definitely.
I mean, granted, Critical Role's not small business anymore.
No, not
They're-
Once upon a time they were.
Yeah, they're big. They started from the bottom, worked their way up. They deserve everything.
They really did though. It's crazy. I have their book. They're like the story of the Critical Role Starting and Everything book, and it's pretty cool to read about.
We could make a book, you guys.
It would
The
take
braless
this.
book. That'll just
The
it's just
braless
called
book.
the braless book.
The
No
guild
book jacket.
The Braless Guild book.
That's fun. No book
No book
jacket.
jacket.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then the Patreon could be the crochet. Have you guys seen the crochet
Bra.
bra? But yeah.
No.
It's like a bookmark that you put, but it's like a bra.
Okay.
So then it wouldn't be braless. The bra book.
The bra book.
Anyway.
I put my bra in my book. It's fine.
We could do that. That'd be a fun little meme of what he uses as a bookmark. We throw a bra at it.
But
We
yeah,
should do that.
that one I don't think it would. Acts of God by
Oh,
Conor
yes,
Gill.
yes.
I don't think it would be as hard of a sell for you guys. I don't think it's necessarily something you guys would read on your own, and there'd be times that you guys would get frustrated with it. But I think you'd be able to appreciate that one. The other one, I don't think you guys would appreciate as much. Jenna might a little bit more.
You told me about it.
Is Hecate?
No.
Okay. Because I was going to be like, why would I not appreciate Hecate?
No, this one was, which I think will be more of a hard sell, is called Pig Latin. It's a seriously funny true story of a former police officer by Eric Tansey. And it's actually his story of being a police officer in North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina specifically. Did not know that getting the book, despite the fact that my mom moved to North Carolina. So
Made it much more interesting.
it did. I was all like, man, when I go visit her, now I want to go. No, I don't want to go visit these places. They're all terrible stories. And he worked in a very bad area in that area. But it was a very interesting perspective of a police officer and like being a police officer and it being like the hard part is it is like a guy's world type thing. So there's a lot of like potty humor and stuff like that in there. Like the first story he talks about is like an overweight naked woman trying to poop on him.
Oh,
And,
jeez.
like this is his first day in like as a cop. And, like, his training officer is just like, what are you going to do? Like, just standing by, like, you got to take control of the situation. What are you going to do? And
Just throw him in the deep end.
yeah, basically. But as somebody who's worked security, it's very interesting because I've dealt with people like this before.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that exact situation. And a lot of the stuff that I deal with isn't necessarily to the scale that he's dealt with or he deals with in the book. But it's very interesting to see like how he has to like navigate being a cop, but also like doing the right thing and everything. And he was a cop during all of the Black Lives Matter stuff, and so seeing it from the other side of how that affected his work, in ways that were both good but also negative on the cop side because it restricted them a lot from helping people.
Yeah.
Because the media played it up so much. Because he tells a story in there about one of his fellow officers who he describes as like the nicest guy, biggest teddy bear. Like, yeah, he's this big, like, they call him Thor because he's just like big, muscular guy, but super nice, super friendly. And he was in a situation where he had to shoot and kill somebody who was black. And it was a life or death situation on his end where it did lead to that. And it hurts him just doing it, just to take a life in general. But then at that time, it was when the big media was going off. And so they started harassing him and his family. And they'd put, like, media outside of his home, outside of his church, like, just digging into his life. And so it showed, like,
a different side of it.
A different perspective of all of it. And so that was something that I think is very important to read about. And granted, he talks about, like, look, this is my own personal experience and how my feelings are towards being a police officer and the, like, whole system in general. So obviously it's going to be biased, but I just want to give you guys a different perspective. And he does it in a humorous way, too. Like, he doesn't make it super serious. He kind of gets more serious towards the end of it because, like, he's like, look at all these ridiculous calls we went on. But then as they got towards the end of it, he was like, but then there's other negative things about being a cop, too, and talks about, like, he tried to open a brewery, or not a brewery, a distillery, and the, like, what's it called? Like the police department was trying to stop him because as a police officer, you're not allowed to own a bar. So he could only do wholesale. And he's like, that's fine. I'm following within all of the parameters of this. And they still did a lot of things of like basically like negatively affecting his career as a police officer because he was pursuing that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's always important to hear and see other sides and to have that ability to vocalize it. I mean, that's part of what our country is built on, is the ability to speak and speak your truth. And you really can't make any changes until you hear both sides of it, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's cool. It'd be interesting to read. I know Jelani would probably love it.
I would love for Jelani to read it. Honestly, if I buy the book, I'll give it to him. I think he would like it a lot.
He definitely would. Especially as someone who, I mean, is Black and also has a degree in criminal justice. Like, that would be right up his alley.
Yeah. And that's to say that it's not all about the Black Lives Matter movement either. Like I said, it's a lot of just stories. He specifically wanted to work in this district that was like a lot of gang related activity and stuff. And he was trying to help that community and make the community better. And they have points where they go through and like talk to the community of like, hey, what can I do to help you? Because like, what are we doing that helps and doesn't help and stuff? And he is very honest about all the mistakes he made throughout the entire thing. He's like, look, I thought for sure I was doing this and it was the dumbest thing I did. And this is like how it was the wrong way to do all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
And he is not afraid to talk about himself in a negative way. He's like, yeah, I did stupid things sometimes and I made mistakes, but I learned from the mistakes.
Yeah.
Except for if you give it to Jelani, then he'll come back and tell me he wants to be a cop again, and I'll be like,
It's
no,
true.
I'm sorry.
100%. Because like there was a small part of me that was like, I kind of want to be a cop now, but I do not.
He literally, we can't watch The Rookie without him being like, don't you want me to do this? And I like watch a scene where they're getting chased and shot at. I'm like, no. No, I don't.
So if you've seen The Rookie, I'm pretty sure the person that The Rookie is based off of, he worked with them.
Okay.
Because they talk about like, there was a guy, like one of the guys that he worked with was a construction worker, and then he was part of a bank robbery and decided to become a cop later in his life. So I'm like, that sounds like The Rookie.
Yep, that does.
Yeah, he got to work alongside him for a bit, and I'm like, that was really cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Nathan Fillion,
yes,
I saw this clip where you know how people will take like shows and make it Lego-ified?
Yeah.
So I saw Firefly.
I saw Lego Firefly.
Lego fight it. And I was like, ooh, Jenna could watch that with Elias because it's Legos and Jenna could get Firefly.
I'd learn exactly what happened.
How
And
did
Elias
they do the
would enjoy
I have no idea. Well, that you don't actually see the Reavers like big time until Serenity. They're mostly just
True. Just talked about
and kind of like hinted at, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking about that because we also just I just edited the graphic novel episode and Jenna's like, I haven't seen Firefly, and I was just like, okay.
How can we get Jenna to see Firefly?
And then I was scrolling on my phone and it was Lego Fight, and I was like, there it is.
She could probably watch Firefly with Elias around. I don't think there's anything in it
Yeah,
that he
no.
couldn't see. He probably wouldn't be super interested in it.
Yeah.
He might, depending.
Yeah,
fighting,
it's not
but-
scary. It is one of those where the dialogue is like important, so it's like important to like
Yeah.
listen to.
Well, half of it's in Chinese.
Yeah.
So
This is super important. I wish I understood it.
so Firefly's set in the future.
Yeah.
And in the future, the common language is Chinese. I don't know if it's Mandarin or Cantonese, but
I don't know either.
it's one of those. And so when they curse, it's in Chinese. When they they'll say something to somebody and it'll be in Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah. The crew talks in English most of the time,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, they have the commonality of Chinese and stuff.
Every time I think of Firefly, I just think of The Big Bang Theory when Sheldon's like, this new show came out. It'll go on forever.
Oh, right.
I just always think of, if you're thinking of Firefly and the Big Bang Theory, when Sheldon's having a hard time with conclusions, making sure things end. He's like, everything has to have a conclusion. Buffy continued on in comic books. Firefly finished the story with Serenity. Heroes just slowly lost in quality until you were happy it was over.
Oh, it's true. Oh, I miss Heroes. I
Heroes
missed
was
Heroes.
So good.
It was so good. That first season was just so good.
Hayden Panettiere's character was my favorite.
Oh,
She
yeah?
didn't die. And, like, she had the best intro where she was like, my name's Claire Bennett, and this is attempt number 56 or whatever.
And she just dumps off the tower.
Yeah.
Mine was Hero
Heroes.
because he was just so funny and cute.
I liked Hayden Panettiere. I liked, what's her face? She plays Anna in, Frozen.
Oh,
Kristen something.
Kirsten Bell.
Bell,
Kristen
yeah.
Bell. Was she in it?
Oh, yeah, she was the electric power one. That kind of had a thing with Siler for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Siler was also really cool.
That is one that I keep thinking maybe I'll like go back, but I don't want the heartbreak of watching the quality go down.
I don't think the quality went down too bad. I definitely think like they lost the thread.
Yeah.
Like I think they had a solid like first 2 seasons, and then they're like, okay, where are we going with this? And they just kept writing until they were like, I lost where I was going with this.
Right. I felt like Lost did that as well.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
Where
Oh
they
my
were just like,
gosh.
how do we explain everything that we set up?
Yeah.
I don't know. Devil and
Spoiler.
Angel and chess, or is it backgammon?
So
don't know.
we, the funny thing is that the only thing I knew about Lost was that it was incredibly popular because Marissa and Dad watched it and
Yep.
everyone talked about it for a while. And then I knew how it ended. And that's what I knew. And I never watched it, didn't know anything about it. Well, it's like a family favorite of Jelani's family. And so he's like, we have to watch it. And so we started watching it while I was pregnant. Funny story, we never finished that. It was another one where I was like, I know how it ends. And he's like, it's okay. It's worth it to get there. And then right about when the quality started to go down, we just stopped.
I wouldn't say the quality went down. It just got so convoluted that they couldn't.
I don't know. Once what's his face left, and then they had to try to find a way to bring him back. I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't care.
Here's the deal. The creators of Lost are the same creators of Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
And I think they did the same thing where they just kept writing and they didn't know when to stop and how to finish.
Yeah.
And I think they did that with Once Upon a Time. Now, granted, like I said, I skipped a lot of Once Upon a Time and then I watched the last season. So I'm like, I don't know how we ended up here, but that's fine.
I think someone told me that they came up with the ideas when they were really high or something,
I can see that.
and then they were like, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but we're gonna keep going. And then they had to find a way to wrap it up because they were so massively popular.
Me writing any book I've written. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I just thought of this really cool scene, so
So we're gonna write it.
we'll see where it goes.
I
But
had
never
so
finished.
much fun this year because my goal for this year was in January. I was going to spend all of January just planning my new novel.
Yeah.
And I did that. And it got to the point where I was just like, yeah, I'm ready. And so now writing it, I'm just like, this is so easy.
Yeah.
I did get to like a lull from like, I'd say March to August. But now that I've like written past that, I'm pretty darn excited. So I'm really hoping I'll be able to finish it this year.
I really liked your novel. I remember, I think I told you, I was like, you know when you read a good book and you sit there and you're like, oh, what was that? You like have this like feeling and like remembering little parts of it. Like, whatever happened in that book? And then you have to like remind yourself. I did
It
that with
hasn't
your
been written
books, and I'm like,
yet.
whatever happened? How did that end? And I was like, oh wait, that's Megan's book. I don't know what happens.
I did the problem of, so in my notebook for D&D, it started off as just a random notebook where I had a lot of random writing in it. So last week when we were all hanging out at Haley's, I was just like going through and reading it, like reading some of the like random little scenes I did. Totally forgot about a little short story I wrote. Then I'm like, oh, that's right. I wanted to go somewhere with this. I'm not going to because it's a romance and I'm not going to write a romance.
Maybe one day you will.
Maybe.
You never know.
Although it was funny because like the 2 characters, I remembered that at the time I was watching Attack on Titan, so they were inspiration from the 2 female characters in that.
Oh,
So it's
okay, yeah.
like I had a little note that was like so and so equals Ymir, so and so equals Historia.
Could you have it not be a romance and have it be a love to hate?
I love to hate. I don't mind the fact that it's like I don't mind them being together. I just wanted to write something else
Oh,
around
yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was writing a AU fan fiction about him basically, and then
Oh,
I
okay,
was
yeah.
like, and then I started like world building, and I'm like, okay, I gotta stop here.
And this is where I end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was fun because I had referenced Jonathan Swift in it because basically the character, the like blonde, rich character, was at like a dinner party and they were talking about the poor people and how they could solve the population problem of the poor people. And Jonathan Swift has that short essay or whatever about how they just should eat them.
I was gonna say Soylent Green.
Is that what it is?
I don't know if Jonathan Swift wrote Soylent Green, but Soylent Green is the one where the nutrition bars or the nutrition that basically is fed to the people. The big spoiler is that it's made out of humans.
No, it's a modest proposal.
Oh, okay.
Which is proposes the shocking solution of eating the children of the poor to alleviate poverty and overpopulation.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like, this is ridiculous.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
It's not an actual.
It's not an actual.
satirical.
Okay.
But that was my joke when I was doing the story. Is like there was one guy who was taking it seriously, and everybody was all like, "You're dumb."
Maybe don't. Yeah.
But the other, like, as I was like planning out more, I was like, actually, what's going to happen is they're going to find a reason to start a war, and they could recruit people so that they could have that overpopulation problem solved by sending them off to war.
Oh yeah.
And then it became a whole thing, and I'm like, I'm not gonna write all this.
Yeah.
But it was fun rereading it.
It's always fun to reread your moments of like, I really enjoyed this. They're like, oh, I want to go somewhere with this. Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I had a lot of those because I had these journals. You had the one journal that was over there. It was like the big jumbo journal they're called. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I think it's over.
And now it's over there.
It's my other D&D campaign.
Oh, okay.
Notes.
Yeah. I have a bunch of those, and I would write a page a day where I would have a story idea or a continuation of my current novel, or if I just had like a random thing that happened to me in Korea, or like there was an incident that I had when I was in Japan where I was like, I'm going to marry this man who runs the bullet train. So I would like write those stories like 1 page per day, and I would write them. And it's really fun going back and being like, oh, that was actually a good idea. How can I expand that?
Yeah.
I don't, but
Yeah.
yeah, because I have like 3 full journals of them, and I want to pick that back up because I think it is just a good way, because I haven't like handwritten anything in like a very long time.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good thing to like pick back up and just like whatever is in your brain, just get it out.
Yeah.
So story wise, not journaling wise, but yeah.
I might not go for like long novel. Like, I mean, I still might. Obviously, I still have the plans in my head for the ones that you guys know about.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I've thought about it a lot. I'm like, I like to write poetry. I need to get back into writing poetry. I should just put a bunch of poetry together.
Yeah, if you have it, just go for
Exactly.
it.
And then thinking about this one when I was reading it, I'm like, short stories too. Like, you can do short stories, and like, look at Alex E. Harrow. She's got a bunch of like short stories and stuff like that out. So
and I know a lot of people do short story like compilation books, like what are the compendiums or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
That, you know, and there's contests out there. Yeah, so I think just putting yourself out there is the first step.
Yeah.
I want your Spooky Forest book.
Yeah, I do want your Spooky Forest book.
Okay, I'll focus on that one. Try to write that one.
Yeah.
Because I got ideas for it. Jenna knows how
I
the Spooky
know.
Forest book goes. Why do you want it? You
the
know how
book.
it ends.
That's okay. I want the book.
It's got to be done. Just have it be done.
Look, okay, here's the thing. Here's what I'm realizing. I have read enough stories to know that the protagonists are going to come out on top. Does that mean that I'm not going to continue to read the stories where
exactly
it seems like all hope is lost?
And
have myself at the edge of the seat going, oh my gosh, what if they die? Oh no, we're only 30 pages into the book. Like, it's not going to happen.
I love the memes of people. It's like showing the shocked expression where it's like, when the enemies to lover book that you bought specifically for the trope of enemies to lovers starts enemies to lovering.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh my gosh, it's happening. What? Yeah.
It's like
I
when
like all
they say
those-
the title and you go, oh, they said the thing.
Yeah.
I always like the ones where it's like, I was going to go to sleep at a reasonable time, but then they started looking longingly at each other. It's like,
Every
and
time.
I knew that kissing was coming next.
Every time. Oh my gosh. I got to the part in The Viscount Who Loved Me where they started banging.
Yeah.
And this came out in the year 2000. And I am so used to like the current novel,
Oh,
like
yeah.
steamy novels, where it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
And like there's like specific style of writing for them. And this one, they're like talking their way and like taking their time. And I'm just like, come on, just get to it.
Yeah.
Like just stop. Oh my, stop talking.
Yeah.
Just get to it. And so I had to like pull back and be like, wow, steamy writing has changed in the last 25 years.
How much has changed? And
Right. Also, I hated Anthony in this. He did not take no for it. Like he needs a lesson in consent because
okay, these
she
were
was
also written way before a lot of the
Me Too
hashtag
stuff.
Me Too
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
opening our eyes.
It's definitely not
Well,
aged well.
Obviously,
age well.
go into it more when we do the specific episode, and we can't talk about it too much, anyways. But the Isle on the Silver Sea sex scene was like, it came out of nowhere for me for some reason.
Oh yeah.
And it was really awkward. I don't know why.
Okay, and that's different because with her other books,
Yeah.
they were okay. Like
Yeah,
it
they
wasn't
were-
anything to write home about, but also it like led up like you felt it was coming.
Let up,
Yeah.
and I don't think it was like explicit necessarily. Like they had some points, but I think it was more like beautifully written.
And then fade to black.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kinda
Where this
poetic.
one was like, let's write smut.
And it wasn't very good. We'll talk more about it when
Yeah.
Jenna finally reads it.
Yeah.
Um
That's unfortunate. I told Megan, I was like, I can do fade to black. I can do very explicit, but sometimes when it's just like, I literally read a book.
It was like
And
a
I was-
weird in between.
it was a weird in between.
I read this book and it came highly recommended. Everyone was talking about it. I loved the book. I felt like the banter was great. I felt like it was really good. The sex scene was so underwhelming
Yeah.
that I literally blanked that I even finished reading this book. Like I did finish the book and I finished it all. I literally went through my Goodreads and was like, I read that book? And then I was like, oh yeah, disappointing sex scene. And it's like, it's the worst. It's like, it's like trying to forget a bad date.
Right. We talked about people we meet on vacation. That one
Yeah.
was also pretty disappointing.
That was disappointing.
I enjoyed the rest of the book,
Right.
but since I know now how Emily Henry can write smut, I was just like, wow, this was not up to par.
That one was the one that everyone talked about. Everyone talked about people we meet on vacation for a while. And it was like, when I read that, it was like, it was all over the internet. And I remember reading it and going, I don't think I like her writing. It's friends to lovers, and it was a disappointing sex scene. I don't care. And then you were like, no, you must read these books. And I was like, all right. And then I just like full on went Emily Henry.
Yeah, Beach Read was
Beach Read just
definitely
took it
very
over.
good.
But yeah.
So I'm gonna convince you to read Beach Read.
the hard sell. That's
Look,
gonna be the hard sell.
that's
That's
gonna
gonna be any romance novel. You
Yeah.
have to try to convince me to read it.
Here's what we need Marissa
You guys
to do.
already did
Okay.
that.
Hold on. We
But
need her to
listen-
read Beach Read and Allie Hazelwood and then Ashley Post.
and then you could
so
yes.
you'll know who the difference is.
I need you guys to somehow give me these books without having the author's name on it, so I can try to guess which one's which.
Ooh, okay, that would be a fun game where we're
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
okay, here's the inner flap of this book.
Yeah,
Who do you think it is?
that'd be hilarious.
Yes.
Or you guys like read little like excerpts from
Can
it.
we give her a hint? Especially like the STEM books are all this author.
No, we have to let her go
Okay.
first, and then
I'll
we
get that
tell her.
figured
She'll figure it out.
I know. I already don't
Oh.
remember which one's which.
And
I
then-
was gonna say, I know one of them does all the spooky, like the ghost stuff that you guys tried to convince me to read.
The dead
Okay.
romantics.
Yeah.
Wait.
Ghost stuff. It took me
But
a minute
then
to figure it
you
out.
have to come up with the title.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go.
That's a good one.
Tell us. Well, what we'll do is we'll put titles and author. So there'll be 3 different authors you can have in the options, and then we have like a list of all the different titles from these authors, and you have to match title and author with the description of the book.
And that's perfect because
I don't think that's gonna work out well because you guys talk about it enough that I think I'd be able to guess. Like Beach Read, Emily Henry. Like I would be able to be like, that sounds very similar. And I know Dead Romantics. Don't remember who the author is. So
Okay, we won't
Okay.
tell you who the authors are. Well, you'll have to guess based off of like what we tell you, and then guess which book.
what
it
was
is.
the other one that like she lives in her aunt's house and like he
I
lives
don't
there
know.
too.
I don't
know.
I have no idea which one is it, Marissa.
What's interesting though about that is the titles for Emily Henry books are like do not match.
Yeah.
So like I feel like Beach Read should be Happy Place,
Yes.
and then Book Lovers should be Beach Read,
Yep.
and then Happy Place. People we meet on vacation is
Yeah.
perfect. But anyway, so you're in for a
all
treat.
the same.
You're in for a
All
treat.
the same. Marissa's like, I don't know which author it is. It's all the same one.
Anyway, that is going to be a
Marissa's
really fun
gonna be like,
episode.
I think that is by Emily Blunt because that's all she remembers.
Emily something and
Emily Blunt?
Allison something. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's one of the Ashleys.
yeah.
And then eventually we
Ashley
get
posted that too. I couldn't remember her name.
and the best part is like if we get big, we're gonna have one of those authors on our podcast, and you're gonna be like, "I'm so
Which
sorry."
one are you?
All
She
three, all three at the same time.
Oh God.
And
She
we're like-
accidentally calls them by the wrong name throughout the whole episode.
1000%. I will do it.
We have
Oh,
Ashley
gosh.
posted. She keeps referring to her as Emily Henry.
If anything,
so
I'll do
Emily.
it for the comedy. But you know what? All of their first names are basic first names, like we talked about.
We talked about.
the Don't Let the Forest In, where it's like Thomas and Andrew. It's like Emily, Allison, Ashley. Like, those are all just basic girl names.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we were talking about how we get so confused between who's who in Don't Let the Forest In because they're just basic white boy names that we were just like, this person is this person. I don't know who.
It's Andrew and Thomas, and they are interchangeable.
Yes.
I won't lie. I read a book one time and it was so weird to me because it was like definitely a fantasy book with definite fantasy names, like crazy fantasy names. And then all of a sudden it was like, and Seth. And I was like, what? Who is this person and why is he in here? Like, it almost felt like they just like beamed in from an alternate universe or something. Like
That was I'm watching a reactor react to She-Ra, and She-Ra has all of these ridiculous names like Glimmer and Catra and She-Ra and Spinnerella, and like weird names like that. And then like there's one character named George.
and George.
It's like his husband's name is Lance. So at least Lance is a little bit weird.
It's on the fence. Yeah,
it's like it could be normal, but it could be fun. And then George.
And George.
It's like, what does George do? Like Spinnerella spins like nets. Or no, Natasa tosses nets. Like they are
Net
dead
tosser.
giveaways.
I watched this movie and it was like a B movie horror thing where they were all at a camp and it was Andy, Mandy, Randy, Candy, Sandy,
Love
Brandy,
God.
and Todd.
Love
And
it.
Todd.
But I could not tell you the name of that movie. I think it was like a 70s real horrible.
There was like a Tumblr post that was like, why do you never see like people with the same names in like TV shows or movies? They're like, they did that once. It was called Heathers. It didn't end well.
It's true. It's true. Oh, it's spooky season. We got to watch it.
Heathers
yes.
is great.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
I was listening to Heathers the musical.
Oh, I didn't know it was a
I love
musical.
Yeah, they got a musical. The musical is really good, but its songs are very like, this one's good, the next one's okay. This one's good, the next one's bad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think it's very hit or miss as far as the songs go, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
You were saying all those it made me think of the Princess Diaries with all the Lana, Fauna, and
Oh yeah, the cheerleader
Yeah.
girl. Oh, they weren't the cheerleaders, but they were
Lana,
the.
Lana,
No,
Fauna,
it's like-
Fauna, or something
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
it's Hannah. Oh, what is it?
that.
Because Lana was the main girl, Mandy
Yeah.
Moore's character, right? Wasn't that Lana?
I think so.
We're all pulling it up right
I
now.
know.
I know.
Speaking of, Princess Diaries 3 is gonna start.
I didn't watch season
Filming.
2 of Wednesday, but I watched people react to like parts of it, and the best friend from Princess Diaries is in it.
Oh,
Yeah, that actress. I don't know what I've seen her in other than Princess Diaries.
oh, okay.
So I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
I
I need to watch the next season of Wednesday, but I was waiting for October because I wanted to
Yeah.
be fully spooky for us.
I always try it and then I get disappointed and I just watch like clips.
I
Yeah.
think it's Lana, Hannah, Fontana.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Hannah, and Fontana.
Yeah.
I just remember that part where one of them does an illusion where she like bends over, lifts her leg up, and spins around
Yeah.
on the
Ah.
grass. She does that, and I was just like, I want to do that so bad. And I got pretty flexible when I was doing ballet for like a long time, but I could never do that.
I just remember when he was playing the keyboard with M&Ms and he'd play the
Oh.
keyboards and then he'd pop
And then he'd
M&Ms.
pop them in his mouth. Yeah.
And
Yep.
the M&M pizza.
When
Yep.
we were in junior year, Ryan actually asked me to prom with
Aw.
M&Ms on the pizza, because you could buy at our school, you could buy like the single serving size of pizza in a box.
Yeah.
And so when everyone was like, how do you want him to ask you to prom? And I was just like, I don't know, write it on a pizza. And so he did it.
There you go.
Well, there's like a whole other story, but we don't have to get into it. But yeah, he said though, I glued them down, so you probably don't want to eat it. And I was
glued
like,
them
Why do I
down.
feel like that's just so Ryan? Like I'm doing this for you, but I kind of did it weird, so please don't do it.
right. But yeah, that was my favorite prom. Junior year prom was so much fun.
I went to one prom and I got the guy guilt tripped me into saying yes.
Oh,
He just talked about how he got rejected and he was really sad. And then like the next day, he's like, "Can I write something on your arm?" I'm like, "Sure, whatever." And he wrote, "Will you go to prom with me?" I'm like, "Well, I can't reject you now after you said you just got rejected by somebody else."
and you guys obviously just went as friends, right?
No, he liked me.
Oh,
It was awkward.
oh,
Yeah.
oh.
They went as friends, but as the night went on, Marissa realized more and more that this was not just a friend thing anymore. Just like, oh,
Yeah.
this is awkward.
He's a great guy. He's actually a really cool guy. And
Mhm.
if I were straight, I probably would have gone for him. But I just wasn't attracted to him because I'm attracted to women. And he's fun. He's like, we took German together. That's the class that we shared. And he was actually,
Did he write it in German on
No.
your arm? Oh, okay. Oh, come on.
he wasn't good at German. He was okay. We were both the second year German or something like that. Because I was sophomore, I think, and
Oh,
he was a
okay.
junior. So
Ooh, a sophomore going to prom. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, you're so popular.
I know. How cool was I?
You're so cool.
Yeah.
You're so cool.
I don't know. It was fun. I'm glad I did it. I wore a dress though. I wasn't.
She wore my prom dress.
I wore her prom dress.
Which one,
the
senior?
black one.
Yeah.
I only wore.
Oh, you only
one
went to
prom.
senior. That's right. Yeah, that was a good one. I always liked the dresses that you had on.
Yeah, it was
Um,
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was
I-
poofy.
She yelled
I
in my
wanted a
face
poofy
when
one.
she did my makeup.
What?
She
Oh, yeah.
yelled in my face when she did my makeup for prom.
Do not move.
Stand still.
It's like twitching, and I'm like
Wow.
trying to curl her hair.
Yeah.
It was a rough time.
Look,
I was probably what 19, maybe.
you were what? I
20?
was 15. So you
20,
were
21.
20. Yeah, 21.
An adult yelling at a child.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
that's child abuse.
Was that practicing for Elias?
Yeah.
You put makeup on.
When
You're
you
like,
put
sit
makeup-
still.
Sit still.
No, Elias would probably be okay with you putting makeup on him.
He had Angela do, what was it?
Face paint.
Yeah, Miles Morales.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. When
but he was so shy, like he's like, don't look at me while I do it.
yeah.
But then afterward, he's like, I got this.
Like, look at me. He can do the Spider-Man thing now.
Yay!
Yeah.
He's got the dexterity.
I was making you
He
guys.
leveled up his dexterity.
Yeah, I was making dinner for them, and he's like, "TT, look, I could do it like you," and he did that. I'm like, "Yes," because
Yeah.
before it was just him like
Yeah, just
kind
putting
of
his
bending his hand.
Mhm.
Yeah. He's so funny. It's funny because when Mia was bleaching my hair, he's like, "Are you gonna have a mask?" And I was like, "No, this only goes on my hair, not on my face."
Yeah.
You're
But
like,
yeah.
not even my eyebrows, man.
No, sorry. But yeah, he was all about it. He's like, "Can we do it? Can you have a mask?" And I'm like, "No." And I'm like, "Mia, don't put that anywhere near my face."
Oh,
But yeah. Is it an album?
Yeah.
Wow.
these free chats always go so quickly.
Because
Yeah.
we just chat and chill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We just books and chill.
books and chill.
Books and chill. No, it's funny though. We were talking about me yelling at you in your face and stuff, and I was thinking like, every time I like lose my temper or anything now, I'm like, people have no idea what I've overcome with my anger issues. I used to be a lot more crazy. Now I'm so calm. Just have my moments. But
Bit
same
more
with my husband.
reserved. All right, you guys got anything else you want to talk about before we finish this up?
No. Yeah, I think I don't know. Just yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. If I found something, I'm sure I could continue and talk for at least another hour.
Are you still
50
on
minutes.
still on Zodiac?
Don't get her started. Don't get her started.
I am still on Zodiac. I am. It's one of those books where it's like I've been so invested, and every single book leaves off on such a cliffhanger, and then the next book is I'm dealing with that cliffhanger. So it's like it would be like, oh, this crazy thing happens at the end of this book, and then you have to like wait so long into the next one till you get to that like resolution for it.
Yeah.
So it's like it would keep you going. But now that we're like kind of at the end, first of all, it's a very, very long last book. And second of all, it doesn't have that same, I have to chase figuring out what happens with this. And I'm at that point where I was talking about where it's like, I know the bad guy or the good guys are going to come out on top and the bad guys will get their comeuppance. I'm not sure how, but it will happen. And so it's like, now it's like, I do care and I still want to read it and I still am like invested, but I'm not as invested as I was in the earlier books. And I thought about even taking a break, and that's why I went and was like, maybe I should just take a break and do the Isle of the Silver Sea. And then I was having issues with it. And I was like, maybe not meant to be in with my practice. I was like, but yeah, I think what's going to be hard for me with this one is that like, this is so fun and ridiculous and I'm so invested in it that it's going to be really hard to change gears after and read some of the other books.
Spent so much time in that.
I've spent so much time in this world. And so, like, even now I'm finding these other books and I'm like, oh, I really want to read these. And I'm like, but I have to wait till after I do my homework. But it's going to be so hard for me to
Force yourself to
do something so very different.
Yeah.
And I wonder if you were to start with the Intercepts, because that one is just quick, easy, and I think having our notes might help you. Like,
yeah, honestly, I thought about doing that one because it was going to be quicker and easier. But I also know that's going to be the most different. Yeah. Like, it is not fantasy. It is not romance. It is not anything that's going to keep me invested in it. So,
I don't know. I was pretty invested.
It's a really good book. It is. I just know, yes, if you have a book hangover, I find for like me with the Don't Let the Forest In, it's not that I don't like it, and I actually do very much enjoy it, and I'm reading it more than I thought I would, like more easily than I thought I would. The hard part about the annotations is it slows you down because you're annotating too.
Yeah.
So it's not just I'm breezing through it. It's I have to think, oh, I want to write something here. And it stops you from just going through the flow of reading it.
I'm thinking the Intercepts might be a good one though for me to take on vacation with us because I might have more of a chance of not sitting and reading, but having moments where other people can distract my kid for me if I want to write my annotations.
Yeah,
that's true.
And have a second. Because right now, being home with just him, I don't have on a day to day. I don't have people helping me out with him. Like I have Jelani, but he's working so often that it's very specific times where I can like get any reading in, and I can't read and annotate while he's napping. I can't read and annotate while he's like sleeping on me.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just different. So yeah. We'll see. I might bring it on vacation and just see if I get any chance to, and if I don't, then oh well. If I do, cool.
I think you would if we were staying with Mom more.
Yeah.
If we were doing more of like a homebody type thing of just going around town, but because we're traveling a lot, that's where I don't think you're gonna.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that I can't read and in the car because that would be perfect for me because it would distract me and but it makes me car sick. But I did get anti-anxiety meds for it, so maybe I'll take anti-nausea meds and anti-anxiety meds.
Does it have an audiobook that you could do it and then just jot your notes down?
I don't know. To be honest, when we chose the Intercepts, I literally was only able to find it on Amazon. I didn't even find it on Goodreads.
Oh, okay.
So
I found it on Goodreads because I marked it as read.
Yeah, but at the time when we were looking for it, I couldn't find it hardly anywhere. But
yeah.
But I'm sure it probably does.
Yeah. I do think, I don't know, because when he said it was like ordered and it looked, because when you look at the back of the book, it almost looks like it was made to order.
Yeah.
So I'm even wondering if it's let's check
Like
Libby.
self-published.
But also, I guess with Libby, it depends on
I'm surprised at how
intercepts.
that this book isn't more popular though.
I know. Yeah, it's not. It's not. At least not at our big library, Capitol Library. But
I was gonna say it's kind of funny.
It is on Audible.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jinx.
So it's funny because our friend Courtney has been into audiobooks lately
Yeah.
and stuff, and she started with Fourth Wing, which was great because I'm like, oh great, things to talk to you about. And then she's gotten into she couldn't figure out Libby, which I'm gonna have to ask you to help me with later, because she only signed up for Cameron Park's library, which has a very limited resource. And I was like, I know you can probably sign up for SAC, but I just don't know how.
You have to
because
go
I'm
in
not
person. Yeah.
there. But she was saying that she does a lot of the free stuff that's on the Audible, and she said that she's reading this book and she really enjoys it, and it's just a ridiculous raunchy novel because that's where she's at right now. And she goes, and I'm really liking the writing. I think it's really cool. But the audiobook is AI.
Oh, yeah, that's
I was like,
starting to
that
happen.
Sucks because
you can filter.
you
that out,
don't have like. She's like, yeah, it kind of sucks because it's like there's no inflection in the voice, so I will lose track of who's talking.
Yeah.
And what's going on. I'm like, that really sucks.
Yeah, that is what, like, I kind of talked about it last time, but what happened with me in The Wrath of the Dawn
Yeah.
was that she wouldn't do the voices, so half the time I didn't know who was talking, but other than that, she was great. And I like voices. I know not everyone does, but I don't care if a girl does a guy voice. Perfect. Guy does a girl voice.
I like voices. I don't like when they do something super like over the top.
Yeah.
I like the subtle inflections with voices. When they go too over the top, I'm like, you've taken me out of the story a little bit. And then, and I really like graphic audios. I think graphic audios are kind of cool.
That's the way to go, man.
Although I do understand, like Courtney was saying that sometimes the graphic audio was a lot for her because there was a lot of other noises, which felt overstimulating to her sometimes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was like, I could see that.
I will say for a lot of, like, especially Fourth Wing Onyx Storm that I did the graphic audio for, I did not care for the kissing sounds.
Yeah.
Jenna, don't do it. I don't. Other than that,
over the top, so over the top, and then they're like, mwah.
Yeah, I know. No, it was so much.
Happening?
It was so much, and I have misophonia, so I don't like any mouth sounds. And
Oh
like
my
when they
gosh.
would do that, I would just be like, "Oh God, no, stop it!" But other than that, I loved it, and I could understand why.
Yeah.
The other sounds, especially if you're used to like regular audiobooks,
Right.
the other sounds could be overstimulating.
And it is. It's very much like a movie, and the fact that, especially like Fourth Wing, which was cool, and what was cool about it is like they were somewhere where it was supposed to be crowded. They did have a lot of background noise, so it felt very much like, oh, there's fighting in the background, and it's like,
Yeah, it's like if you put a movie on while you're doing the dishes or
Right.
something, and it's in the background,
yeah, that's what it felt like.
but you just never have any visual stuff. So
Yeah, it's like if you're watching a movie but you're blind, so
There you
someone
go.
told you
Yeah.
exactly what was happening.
yeah.
But yeah, it was cool.
I could also understand that. I do know with graphic audios, they do cut a lot of the description
Yeah.
in order to be like, well, you're hearing the description, so you don't need to hear them be like, oh, and the clamor of blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
Or, you know, he walked this way when they could just have the sound of footsteps.
Zodiac Academy, the first 4 books, I think,
Mhm.
had graphic audio. And it was weird to me because I would jump back and forth and I noticed a decent amount of liberties were taken with it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'd go back and I'd be like, wait a minute, like, it didn't explain any of that between these discussions. It was, like, just implied in their tone of voice. So I was like, oh, I didn't realize she was rolling her eyes at this moment. Or I didn't, like, little things like that they cut. Or they change wording. So I was like, it reads differently than it's said. But it was cool. It was still good enough.
Yeah.
I liked the graphic audio for those. The hard part is that because it's only the first 3 or 4 books that have the graphic audio, I wasn't willing to go back to regular audiobook with completely different narrators for the last one, so I read the other ones.
Yeah.
But it's fine, 'cause they're Kindle Unlimited, so. I've just blown through them,
Right.
kind of.
I remember passing the like adult fantasy section in Barnes & Noble and being like, yep, there's those books. They're huge.
It's so funny because I think I saw like the first one or two before, and I just really like paying attention to them.
Oh.
And I saw like one or two, and the first one or two are very normal sized books. Like they're not very long.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And so I just assumed all of them were like kind of short books. And then all of a sudden I'm getting into them, and I'm like,
It just keeps going and going and
oh my gosh.
going.
I was like, man, I've been reading this. I must be getting close to the end. And I'm like, I'm 30% of the way through, and I've read 400 pages. Like,
Yeah.
it was just crazy.
Yeah.
But
How about you, Marissa? Any final words?
Sorry, I was trying to look up a quote.
actually, you know who
I
it is? It
also-
needs to be Megan, because Marissa said what she's reading. I've now talked about.
Oh, yes,
Zodiac
Megan,
Academy,
what
so-
are you reading?
Yeah. I am still reading The Tyrant's Tomb, the audiobook for that, which is The Trials of Apollo number 4. It is heading in a direction that I'm kind of like, oh, please don't go in this direction. In that maybe they're putting Apollo in a romance. But I'm hoping to get into where the library hides once this is done. I've had that on my TBR. That's the second to What the River Knows. And I never got the I have the second one, but I just never got into it or started it. So yeah.
I've been curious. I've heard like mixed reviews on those. So.
I guess I'm the kind of person, and this is like part of the reason I mostly DNF'd your book, Jenna, and I'll go into it more, but if my character is either like they have zero confidence, if they just have like zero confidence and they're just so like wishy-washy and almost to the point of like complaining, I hate it.
Yeah.
And that's what I like did not like about the main character of yours. I understood why he was the way he was. I'm also the kind of person where if someone is so incredibly introverted and they like have social anxiety to like they can't even like ask for help in something, I don't like those characters either because I'm just too extroverted. I can't
put yourself in those.
Can't
positions.
put myself in those. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tend to not like books like that. And this in What the River Knows, she was just like, I have to do this. I have to like go save my parents and then I can go back to Argentina. Oh no, I have to go and save my parents. And it was just like the same thing over and over and over again, where she was just like, I have this goal no matter what I do. Oh, I have to do this to save my parents. And I was just like, yeah, we know. Calm down.
I hate when things are reiterated a million times.
Yeah.
That drives me
Yes.
crazy.
Yes.
It's funny because you were saying like why I basically DNF'd your book, Jenna. And I'm like, what was Jenna's book?
You're like,
oh, currently reading the book right
reading
now.
the book. Yeah.
Which one did you choose, Jenna?
Yeah, what? Hold on, what was Jenna's book? Because I should be on Jenna's book, right? Then I'm like, oh, I
You
am
are
on
on Jenna's book.
I am
Yeah.
currently reading that book.
Yeah.
You talk about him being an introvert and how it's very like
So he's not
He's-
not the
is.
introvert part for me that got me.
Yeah.
It was just him being like, nobody likes me.
Yeah.
How can I just don't have any friends, and even my one friend doesn't even like me. And I was just like, shut up. Communicate. I know you're in high school, but at least like communicate.
Now I will say that not 100%. Obviously, I'm not exactly it, but I found him very relatable in a lot of that sense of like feeling like I only have like this one friend,
Yeah.
and I think my friend kind of hates me because I'm annoying. And then I also had that like whenever anybody else comes up and tries to like be nice to him and he's like, oh, somebody told you to do that.
Yeah.
That's like 100% where I'm like, somebody's trying to make you like pity me right now.
No, it's social anxiety. It's like a huge
Exactly.
thing. That's how exactly how I felt. I was thinking, Megan, you're probably in the minority of bookworms that
Yeah.
are extroverted and have that type of confidence, because most bookworms, I think, find relatability in characters, but also we're able to befriend characters. We like books because those are our friends and we don't have to make real world friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just
Let's
have
do
a
a poll.
very
when we're more popular, we'll do a poll. memo to Jenna in a year when we have lots of followers.
Right.
Do a poll and find out how many of us are introverted or extroverted.
I'm pretty sure like you said, I'll be in the minority.
Megan, everyone.
One and then 99 others.
We have a million followers, and it's like Megan, every other one.
Yeah.
You're gonna get like the one pity vote that's like, I don't want it to be.
Well, I think that's why we have so many characters like that who are incredibly, have a lot of social anxiety, have a lot of like that inability to make friends or overthink or whatever, stuff like that, is because it is so prevalent in the bookworm world that so many of us are like, that's me.
But then I think you also have all those characters that have a lot of friends because, or like that close-knit group of friends because that's what
we want.
Is that like close-knit group of
Oh,
friends.
the found
It's like,
family kind of style.
exactly. So like,
See,
I'm going to make a book where I have friends.
you're talking about all these like introverted characters, and I'm over here like, I could probably count on my hand of books this year that I have like read with introverted characters, because a lot of them are like the cool princess who can kick butt and like can socialize in like a ballroom setting.
And that's
kind
where
of
you're
thing.
projecting what you want to be.
Right. But
I see.
Yeah, that's
But,
what you project. Yeah. I was going to say, there's also the ones, a lot of times now, it's become more about representation. So that's why you have those Violet Soaringales who have disabilities.
Yeah.
Or like, they might not necessarily be all introverted, but they have something that stops them from being what would normally be the main character.
Yeah.
The kick butt protagonist. And then they still become it. So
Yeah.
so that you can see yourself in those shoes.
I don't know.
Megan's like, I see myself in all of them. I'm
A
great.
topic for the next episode: introverted and extroverted characters.
Ooh,
Yeah,
there
that'd
you
be
go.
interesting. I could talk about like a couple that I did, like I talked about the Book of Night duology that I just did, and then the Thief of Night. I would say that she's introverted. I mean, she works at a bar, so she does have to socialize,
Yeah.
but she would definitely prefer to be alone or with her sister.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I could like talk about others like that. But what I'm happy about is with my K-pop study group. Shout out to my K-pop study group. I am the one who brought us all together. I met them all at very different times. So like April and Maya, I met in college, creative writing majors. And then I met Hannah online, and then I met Amelia while in Korea. And then we like came together for K-pop study group. I am glad that you two are sisters. And I didn't have to bring you together. Yeah.
Like what?
And it was not all on me to bring you two together.
No. That was the
you,
room.
actually. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Was me.
that was Jenna.
I brought you together.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah. So
Megan collecting her introverts.
I do collect my introverts. And I would say Haley, I would say is an ambivert in that she can be very extroverted, but she also does very much value her like downtime and calm downtime.
Yes.
But I mean, I probably didn't collect everyone for D&D. You did that, Marissa. Well,
that was me. That was Jenna. I went.
But Jenna didn't even join us
I
until
know.
like 5 months
No,
later.
but-
So here's the story, Marissa.
I went, hey, I've been like really curious about playing D&D and stuff, and I'm pretty sure that you had friends that did that or something, right? And she goes, oh yeah, Ryan did D&D.
You
And,
also
like, he's
messaged
really-
me about that too, and I
Well,
was like, yeah.
That was Jenna once again. So Jenna goes, you should message Ryan and let him know about
Yeah.
it and say that's something you're interested in. And I was like, I don't really know Ryan.
Yeah.
But I did it with like her encouragement.
I think it
then-
took 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times. She said, like, I really want to play, but I also, like, I've never really played before, and I don't really know. I don't want to, like, get into a group that
And
I don't know.
didn't know anybody
Yeah.
who played. Like, even my friend Steven, like, when I started with Ryan and you guys was when Steven was starting with his group.
Yeah.
And it was separately. And it was Steven wasn't the DM. He was joining a different group. So it wasn't, he didn't feel like, comfortable being like, hey, can my friend join with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had 2 separate things going on. I'm like, I don't have any other friends that I could really connect with.
And she was funny because I'm like, oh, it's like, go talk to Ryan, go talk to Ryan. And she's like, you don't even talk to Ryan. And I was like, I mean, I saw him at Megan's wedding, so I know, like, he still, like, is in the friend group. Like, I hung out with him then. And I was like, he's still friends with Megan. You could reach out to Megan and have her get a hold of Ryan for you. So it was me being like, look, my friends play D&D. Have fun with them.
So yeah, I think I had messaged Ryan and said something about like, hey, I'm interested in playing D&D, but I've never done it before. Jenna mentioned that you are into it. Would you be willing to like help me and like start something? And then he's like, yeah. And at the time he was with Haley. And so he was like, I can get Haley to join us. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, and I mean, we could check with some of the other like friends that you have that we could do. And I'm like, Jenna's like, you could reach out to Megan too. And I'm like, oh yeah, see if Megan wants to join.
Yeah.
And so I think it was Megan, you, Angela, Haley, and Ryan. And then Jake joined because him and Angela were together. And so it became like this huge group. And then Jenna ended up joining it just because we would do it at my apartment.
Right.
And she'd like watch. And
we'd just be like, Jenna, just join us.
Yeah, I had like little snippets. I'd just like say quirky little comments on the side while I'm making dinner. And then
it was the rat named Parrot that started it.
It was the rat named Parrot.
Yeah.
Who was Pepe originally and then me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it all started, was actually Jenna encouraging me to reach out to Ryan.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did because now I have friends again.
We love you.
I wish I should go back and see if I can find that original message to Ryan somewhere.
Yeah.
This is what started it all.
Yep. I'll take a screenshot and send it to the group.
With the year. Circle the date in the year.
Right.
2020.
Yeah, it was 2020.
Oh, no.
Because our first session, I was home because my grandpa was dying. So I was home in
I
August.
remember session 0 when we were creating our characters.
Yeah.
It was at Angela's apartment.
It was at Angela's apartment, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was lucky I was home for that.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun.
And I just remember we had that discussion of like, are we going to do this in person or are we going to do it
Online. I had to be online
because it was COVID.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was a thing as well.
And I think we all decided that like as long as we all were like testing negative and not sick, then we'd do it in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also didn't have to worry about that because I was
In Korea.
in Korea for most of it.
Yeah, it's
So.
true.
Yeah. All right.
All right, should we wrap this up?
Yeah.
Talk about what we're reading. Jenna, where can they find us?
If you look us up, you can find us.
Yep.
We're everywhere. We're everywhere. We're in your
everywhere.
ears. We're in your bedroom.
We're in your living room. The call is coming from inside the house.
Don't look out your window.
Yeah. Spooky forest.
Oh, I'm loving this.
All right, guys. Let's end this on a quote, and this quote is by Mark Twain, and it says, "Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. This is the ideal life."
Oh,
It is almost bedtime.
It is.
So yeah.
So I don't know. It was a friendship quote that I found, and it was like
Yeah.
came up in every one. So
I love it.
Perfect.
yeah. All right, guys. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.